Have you ever noticed that the most desired women never have to chase anyone? They simply exist and attract. What if I told you that you could do the exact same thing? Stop being the guy who sends 20 texts in a row. Stop being the one who begs for attention. Today you're going to discover the secret that separates men who attract from men who chase, and the difference is brutal. First, let's talk about the fatal mistake 90% of men make. You know that guy? The one who sees a beautiful woman and immediately turns into an eager puppy. He texts, "Good morning, good afternoon, good night." He likes all her photos. He comments on everything. He's always available, always ready, always waiting. And guess what? She never sees him as an option. Never. Why? Because desperation has a scent, and women can smell that scent a mile away. The truth is, when you act like that, you're communicating a very clear message. You're saying that she's the prize and you're just another desperate competitor. You're saying that your life is so empty that you need her approval to feel complete. You're saying that you have nothing else going on in your life besides waiting for a response from her. And that, my friend, is the opposite of attractive. Think with me. When was the last time you desired something that was always available? When was the last time you valued something that was just handed to you? Never, right? That's how human beings work. We value what's scarce. We desire what seems out of reach. We chase what's pulling away. It's basic psychology. And you're doing the exact opposite. Now tell me, how many times have you waited for a reply that never came? How many times have you stared at your phone, refreshing the conversation, waiting for those damn blue check marks to turn into a response? How many nights? Have you lost sleep wondering what you did wrong? If this sounds familiar, hit that like button now because you need to hear what comes next. Second, let's talk about the power of strategic absence. Do you know the difference between the guy every woman wants and the guy no one wants? Presence, or rather the lack of it. The desired guy isn't always available. He doesn't reply instantly. He doesn't cancel his plans to see her. He has a life. And this isn't faking it, this is reality. When you pull back, something magical happens. Her mind starts to work. Where is he? What is he doing? Why hasn't he replied yet? Who is he with? And suddenly, you're not just another guy, you're the guy she's thinking about. You're the mystery she wants to unravel. You're the challenge she wants to conquer. But here's the secret. This can't be fake. You can't pretend to have an interesting life. You actually need to have one. You need to have hobbies. You need to have friends. You need to have goals. You need to have passions that don't involve women. Because when you have all of that, absence isn't a strategy. It's a natural consequence. Imagine this. You're at the gym, sweating, focused. On your workout, your phone vibrates, it's her. But you don't stop everything to reply. You finish your set, you take your shower, you eat your meal, and only then, when you have time, do you reply. Not because you're playing games, but because you have priorities, and she's not number one yet. And you know what happens? She notices. She senses that you're different. She sees that you're not desperate. She sees that you have self-worth, and that is irresistible, because every woman wants a man who chooses to be with her, not a man who needs to be with her. That's the fundamental difference. Third, let's talk about how to build a life that naturally attracts. Do you want to know the secret of guys who seem to have a magnet for women? They're not trying to attract anyone. They're too busy building their lives. They're focused on their businesses, their bodies, their minds, their purposes. And women are just a natural bonus of that construction. Start with the basics. Your body. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and felt proud? When was the last time you felt your shirt fitting snugly in all the right places? When was the last time you walked up a flight of stairs without getting winded? If it's been a while, you have work to do. And it's not for them, it's for you. The gym isn't about getting jacked to impress women. It's about discipline, it's about commitment. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. When you wake up at 5 in the morning to work out, you're building more than muscles. You're building character. You're building confidence. You're building a winning mindset, and it doesn't stop there. Your mind needs exercise too. When was the last time you read a book? When was the last time you learned a new skill? When was the last time you had a deep conversation about something other than sports or women? If you don't remember, you have a problem. Because an interesting man is a man who has interests. Develop hobbies that challenge you. Learn an instrument, play a sport, study a new language, travel solo, do volunteer work, build something with your hands. Every new experience is a story to tell. Every new learning is a conversation. Topic: every new challenge overcome adds more confidence to your stride. Now let's talk about money. Yes, money matters. Not because you need to be rich to attract women, but because a man who can't take care of himself financially doesn't inspire. Confidence. You don't need a fancy car, but you need stability. You don't need a luxury apartment, but you need independence. Invest in your career. Develop skills the market values. Create extra income streams. Learn about investments. Build your wealth. Not to impress anyone, but to have the freedom to live the life you want. Because a man with options is an attractive man. A trapped man is a desperate man. If you're enjoying this content, if this is making sense to you, subscribe to the channel now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and share it with that friend of yours who needs to hear these truths. Because what comes next will completely change your perspective. Fourth, let's talk about the abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset. Most men operate from a place of scarcity. They think that woman is the only one. They think if they lose that chance, they'll never get another. They act as if the world will end if she doesn't reciprocate. And that's pathetic. The truth is, there are literally billions of women in the world, billions, and you're killing yourself over one who won't even give you the time of day. That makes no sense. When you understand that options are infinite, you stop getting desperate over one. When you know you can meet amazing women at any time, you stop clinging to scraps. But here's the trick. Abundance isn't about quantity, it's about quality. It's about knowing you deserve the best and not settling for less. It's about having standards and maintaining them. It's about saying no to what doesn't serve you. It's about waiting for someone who's truly worth it. And when you act like that, something incredible happens. Women sense this. They realize you're not desperate. They notice you have options. They see that you don't need them. And that intrigues them. That challenges them, that attracts them, because every woman wants the man other women want. It's social validation in its purest form. Think about the most desired men you know. Are they chasing anyone? Are they begging for attention? No, they're living their lives. They're enjoying their options. They're choosing who they want to be with. And that choice carries weight, because when you can have anyone and you choose her, that means something. But be careful. This isn't about being arrogant. This isn't about treating women badly. This is about valuing yourself. It's about knowing your worth. It's about not settling for less than you deserve. It's about attracting by who you are, not by what you do. It's about being the prize, not the hunter. Fifth, let's talk about how to interact when you finally get her attention, because getting attention is just the beginning. Maintaining interest is where most men fail, and they fail because they revert to old patterns. They get a response and turn into eager puppies again. Don't be that guy. When she replies, and she will reply when you apply everything we've talked about, maintain the same energy. Don't change the game because you made a little progress. Keep being the busy guy. Keep being the interesting guy. Keep being the guy who has a life, because that's what attracted her in the first place. Your conversations should be like ping pong, not a monologue. You talk, she talks, you ask, she answers, and asks back. If that's not happening, something is wrong. If you're carrying the conversation alone, stop. If she's not investing, why should you? And here's a golden tip: less is more. Always. Don't write long texts. Don't over-explain. Don't justify yourself. Be direct, be clear, be interesting, and be brief. Leave her wanting more. Leave room for imagination. Leave mystery in the air, because what's unsaid is more powerful than what is said. When you set up a date, and you will set one up because you're a man of action, be specific. Don't ask what she wants to do. Don't ask when she's available. Propose, lead, state the what, when, and where. If she can't make it, she'll suggest another date. If she doesn't suggest, she's not interested. It's that simple. During the date, remember everything we've built so far. You have an interesting life, share it. You have fascinating hobbies, talk about them. You have ambitious goals, demonstrate them. But also listen, ask questions, show genuine interest, because connection is a two-way street. And sixth, Let's talk about how to maintain interest long-term, because attracting is easy. Keeping it is the real challenge. Most men relax after they get what they want. They stop taking care of themselves, they stop being interesting. They go back to being the average guy they were before. Don't make that mistake. The man you became to attract her needs to be the man you continue to be. It wasn't a performance, it was a transformation. You weren't pretending to have an interesting life. You built one. You weren't pretending to have value. You developed it. So keep going down that path. Keep working out. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep having your own interests. Keep seeing your friends. Keep pursuing your goals. Because the moment you stop and make her your whole world is the moment you lose what made you attractive. And here's the truth. Few will tell you. Even in a relationship, you need to maintain some mystery. You don't need to share every thought. You don't need to be available 24 hours a day. You don't need to give up everything that defines you as a man. Because she fell in love with a complete man, not a satellite. This doesn't mean being distant. This doesn't mean being cold. This means maintaining your essence. It means continuing to be the interesting, busy, and valuable man who won her over. It means understanding that in a healthy relationship, 1 + 1 doesn't become 1. It remains two complete individuals who choose to be together. And what if she doesn't value that? What if she wants you to be less so she can feel more? Then she's not the right woman for you, because the right woman will support you. She'll encourage you. She'll be proud of your achievements. She'll understand that the better you are, the better you'll be together. Now I want you to do something. I want you to pause for a moment and think. How many of these truths did you already know but were ignoring? How many times did you do the exact opposite of what you should have? How many opportunities did you miss by acting out of desperation? Instead of self-worth? The good news is that the past doesn't matter. What matters is what you're going to do from now on. Are you going to keep being the guy who begs for scraps of attention? Or are you going to become the man who naturally attracts what he desires? The choice is yours, but I know which one you should make. Start today, not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Go to the gym, pick up a book, work on your project, invest in yourself, build your life, become interesting, develop real value. And then, watch how the game changes. Watch how women start to notice you. Watch how you stop chasing and start attracting. Because at the end of the day, seduction isn't about techniques. It's not about canned lines. It's not about psychological games. It's about being a man of value who naturally attracts women of value. It's about building a life so good that others want to be a part of it. It's about being the prize, not the pursuer. And if you've made it this far, if you've listened to every word, then you're already different from most. You've already taken the first step. Now it's time to act, to implement, to transform knowledge into results. Because knowing isn't power. Applying what you know is power. So get up, close this video, and start building the life you deserve. Start being the man you can be. Because I guarantee when you do that, women will be just one of the many rewards that will come. And that's the truth few men discover. But now you know. The question is, what are you going to do with that knowledge?